Previously on Relatable's Baddies Book Club. And she goes, something doesn't feel right. She turns around. Reese, behind her, lifeless, his chest not rising. And then the line, Reese was dead.
No.
Welcome to Relatable's Baddies Book Club, where we will embark on a journey reading some of the finest pieces of literature you have ever laid eyes, or ears, if that's your preferred way to consume a book, on.
Oh, no. A Court of Frost and Starlight. Chapters from the start to 14.
The middle.
Exactly in the middle.
She's a small book. Look how little it is. Hold it up to the camera.
It's tiny. Look at the thickness.
Honestly, we could smash it out in a day if you had a day.
I normally like to say good things come in small packages. However, I'm having troubles with this book.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of troubles. I went into it open-minded.
Same. I was quite excited.
And everyone was telling us there's new writing techniques and you get to know the characters even more. And obviously it's written from everyone's POV, sort of.
Yeah.
There's also some third person for some reason. Really confusing.
Very.
But I saw this thing actually, and I wanted to take this into my reading journey.
Okay.
And it was, you know how we give thoughts and feelings and we go through all the different plot twists? Someone said, like everyone on social media and everything like that says what's wrong with the books, but he is immersed in it and whatever is written goes no matter what. And I wanted to take that into my reading. Okay. Like I don't have any sort of discrepancies at all.
Like it's just, this is the book. You can't have a discrepancy because this is the book.
Yeah, but I can't do it. I tried. I really tried.
To be fair, I like that the way that whoever said it thinks is like, yeah, the book isn't going to change. It's written.
Yeah,
it's published. This is the book.
Yeah. Like it's the law.
Yeah.
Like you can't change it.
Yeah.
Like with the last one, how there was a couple things how Reese could just kill everyone, but he doesn't. Like things like that, and we were like, isn't Reese just showing his powers and a spell just nullifies everything? Yeah. But that's just the law.
It is.
But with this one, like I don't know. What do you think?
I just think that you said it a while ago. People were you saw comments saying people were like, you don't have to read it. You don't have to. Like obviously we knew we would because why not? You were like, you can just, maybe it's a bit of a nothing book, and it fits under those things. It's just in a nutshell. Life in Valaris after the war. Yeah. That's literally what it is. It's just life in Valaris after the war. And kind of, bits and pieces of stuff that could be going on in other courts. But other than that, it's pretty just, it's almost like what she's done is Akatar. Good, it's slow build up. I will slow build up. Like, well, to be fair, got into it quickly, but then slowed down and like ends with, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. A Court of Mist and Fury is like just a lot, enemies to lovers, and then the ending where she goes to Highburn.
To be fair, she had two back-to-backs.
Exactly, yeah. And then also she had a fucking three-peat with the books.
Yeah.
Akatar's amazing, Akamath's amazing, Aka War, best one in my opinion.
Same.
Is like, then that's the war. Happy ending. You could, to be fair, you could finish on that book. But if you want to read on, it's like, you're going to need a little bit of boring.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not going to lie to you, I am refreshed that they actually do get to sit back and relax a bit. Like, kind of, not really. They're not thinking about war and their lives. They're busy with other shit.
I have a question, though.
Yeah.
Why?
Why what?
Why would you say all these things?
It's got to be setting up for something.
True. We're only halfway through.
Yeah. Like there's still predictions to be made.
Very much so.
I want to say I don't know if I want to say this before we get into it or while we're in it, but it's going to happen. We're going to talk about it, but I fucking hate Nesta again.
Yeah. She's jarring.
Bro.
I thought her character was going to change after what happened in the last one.
Yeah.
In Aka War.
Like, why didn't her and Cassian go home and
make love?
Just make sweet, sweet love until the sun didn't fucking rise no more.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand. She hates his fucking guts for no reason. And then everyone's talking about it and not bringing up her name around him. And they're like, we all know why. So are we going to get a backstory of something that happened when they got back from the war or some shit that we just haven't gotten yet? That's what I want to know, because I hate being left hanging.
Yeah, we want the tea.
Yeah.
It's taken a long time to get there.
Yeah, there's like a part in here. We'll talk about it in like 2 minutes, where Reese goes, "Oh no, Cassian's like, is Nesta coming to Solstice?" And he goes, "Yep, both sisters will be there, whether they like it or not." And then Reese is like, "If Nesta doesn't want to be there, you can talk to her about it or some shit." And he goes, "That'll probably end in violence." I was like, why? Why is it going to end in violence? Why does she all of a sudden hate you again? The death of her father? Don't tell me that's the excuse why she's depressed. I will not take that as an excuse, because she hated his fucking guts.
Yeah, when Pharaoh was like, Dad would have wanted you to come or something like that.
It's like, don't.
Yeah, don't you dare
Don't
say
act
that.
like you had the best relationship with him and you have the right to act like that.
He's still their father, I guess.
And Reese hates Nesta, and I love him even more for it.
I know.
Okay, so chapter 1, guys. What I want to say is I spoke in an episode, it was either the last episode or the episode before it. I was talking about that duology I read. One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns. First one, Beast. Second one.
Duology.
It's called a duology.
Wow.
Because it's 2 books. I learned that, yeah.
Yeah. Just throw that out there thinking I'm not going to notice.
And so the second book was written in the POV of the 3 main characters. And it was like, so it was like Feyre, Reese, Cassian.
Yeah.
But it stayed in that pattern, so on and so forth. And I didn't like it. This book's written like that. But not exactly.
I don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
I like Feyre, Reese, but then it's gone to
Feyre and Reese, yeah.
third person for some reason. And then I listen and read. And the narrator for Moore and Cassian's the same. And it's just kind of like jarring in your ears. And it sounds semi like a robot. Obviously, you should just be reading, but still.
No, I agree, because Feyre and Reese are literally talking from the first person.
Yeah.
Why can't Cassian?
It's like it was almost like, I can't be bothered.
Maybe. I don't know, because this other one I read, even though I said I didn't like it as much as the first one, they were all in the first person at least, each one. So,
well, Moore's backstory, and she has like, she goes back in time to when she was dropped at the front of the Autumn Court and abandoned. Was a really heart-wrenching moment, but it was written in third person. I couldn't feel for her.
I read it.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to that bit. I just read it, so I'm kind of chilling it. I kind of was still heart-wrenching, but also I was reading it in the third person as if I was saying it.
Yeah.
So. But okay, chapter 1 starts off with Feyre. Okay, so starts off with Feyre. She's waking up, and Reese isn't there, and she goes on to say that's actually not anything out of the ordinary anymore since we've been home, because we've both been busy. Okay, starting to snow. Summer was when they had the war. That means a little bit of time has passed. Like autumn's passed, they're going into winter, and solstice is in a week. So she's talking about solstice being in a week, praying everyone forgets that that's her birthday. She goes downstairs having brekkie on her own. Reese is off somewhere. She talks down the bond. Where are you? Doesn't reply for a while. He must be far away. She says he must be. He could even not even be in the night court. It's not, again, nothing out of the norm these days. He's out having meetings, bro. And then she goes and she says hi to like Nuala and Caradwyn, or maybe just one of them. I don't remember. Not super important, but she talks about cleaning her own dishes. Guys, I'm telling you, just life.
Yeah.
She's just doing life. She starts to add in stuff about how busy they've been since they've been back with just the boring, mundane paperwork of running the night court, because she now also runs the night court. And I was like, you're literally an immortal magic thing. Why are you doing paperwork?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And she's like, I don't know how Reese did this. She talks about having like checking the budgets and shit. And then every time they talk about budget and money, there's a reference to how they don't even need to think about it because they have so much.
Yeah.
Then stop talking about it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know either, eh?
They have like, I reckon they must be like billionaires or some shit.
Oh, yeah. Reese never has to think about money ever.
Yeah, and then finally, like, Reese replies to her little thing saying he's at Devlin's camp in Illyria, in the mountains. And then, chapter 2.
Yeah.
Reese POV. At least it's Reese's POV.
I like Reese's POVs.
So he is at Devlin's camp with Cassian. They are just going to, like, say hi and help out with some preparations for Solstice, because they celebrate Solstice as well. And they're having an argument about whether or not the girls have been training because they're trying to get the girls to train. And Devlin's like, come on, the boys, they went to war this year. Let's give them a good solstice and let the girls give it to them. Cassian's like, bro, I'm telling you, 2 hours in the morning. That's all I want. 2 hours of training, and then they can go. They can prepare for solstice. Blah, blah, blah. They're arguing, and then Rhys cuts in. Rhys is having a little monologue moment. He goes, 500 years we've been fucking dealing with this. Or like decade, however long Cassian's been general.
Yeah.
He's wanted women to train. Which is fair.
Which is good.
Which is fucking good.
And I think it mirrors something in real life.
Yeah. And then Rhys, in his monologue, is going, the whole time, I could just go into their minds and make them do it. Like, make them want to do it as well. Not even just make them against their will.
Would have loved if he did.
And then he goes, but that's a line I'll never cross. Mate, again, cross a line. We're talking about all things bad still. But I mean, I guess it adds story. Like, he has morals.
Yeah.
At least he has morals. And so they go, and this is the camp that they grew up in, by the way. And then this is also the camp that they winnowed back to in Akamath when the first time they fucked in the cabin. Oh no, sorry, when she found out they were mates. And then they went back to the camp, and then she went to the cabin. This is that camp. And so him and after the argument with Devlin, Cassian and Rhys go over to the house. They're talking about some, I want to say, disruption within the camps, the Illyrian camps. And because they're all coming together, they're starting to, they've always just hated Rhys, Azriel, and Cassian for who they are. So no, not for who they are, for what they are. What and who, I guess. Bastards and, half-breeds. But now there's disruption in the camps because of the fact that they sent them to war. And so they need to nip it in the butt, but they don't really know how. And now that solstice has come about, everyone's coming together and it's going to get worse, and they're a little bit worried. But then Rhys is just saying to Cassian, well, all right, stick around for 3 days and come back for solstice. Cassian's going, well, I could actually help out here at solstice and, at least we have a presence here. And then maybe they wouldn't be so upset. And Rhys is like, nah, you're coming. Everyone's coming for Feyre's sake or some shit.
We're together for this one.
We're together for this one. We need to be.
Sweet.
They've postponed their 5 days annual hunt that they're supposed to do. Again, they've postponed it. It's been postponed for 50 years now because he was with Amarantha. But, yeah. And so Cassian starts asking about Nesta. Will Nesta be there? And that's what I said before. She'll be there whether she likes it or not. It's going to end in violence. That's what was said. And then, again, that's where the instant that happened, I was just thinking, wait, why aren't Cassian and Nesta dating?
It was a big hop, skip, and a jump from how Nesta ended in the last book to now she's back being bitchy with no explanation.
She killed the king in the last one.
Yeah.
Finished him off at least.
And she was like over Cassian's body, like, I will
Saving his
die
life. Yeah.
with you.
She was going to die with him.
And now they won't even talk.
Now they won't even fucking talk.
Yeah.
Cassian, doesn't even want to hear her name mentioned.
To be fair, 14 chapters without finding that out is quite a lot.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Without finding what happened.
Yeah.
Agreed, bro.
Yeah.
It's because we're busy talking about Feyre painting random shit.
Yeah.
Chapter 3. This is a Cassian chapter, but more narrated in someone else's POV. So Rhys leaves. Cassian then goes to have a fly. He flies around. And you get to find out a bit of history about the Illyrians. So he's flying towards the heart of the Night Court, but also the heart of Illyria. And there's a mountain. Can't quite remember the name of it. Is it written down there? No, but not super important. This mountain is where the blood rite is held every year in spring. And it's where all the Illyrians, we spoke about that before, where novices turn into soldiers and they get their wings bound. They aren't allowed to use any magic. There's a spell that doesn't let them use magic, and they only get to go out in the woods with what they've got on their back. And then they have to survive the week and get to the top of this mountain, and then you pass. And Cassian, Azriel, and Rhys all did that. And he just talks about it, and he even says I'll do it again if it means they'll stop fucking trying to overthrow us. And then he flies from there to the village he was born. And that's where his mum, he was born on the outskirts of this village. and his mum was super poor. He was a bastard. He didn't have a dad.
This was sad.
And then he speaks about the reason why he's getting the girls to train is for his mum. It's all for her, regardless of what Amryn says about him. Like, Amryn always calls him like an Illyrian brute and he's stupid and shit. And I was actually kind of like, facts. Fuck you, Amryn. It made me mad because I love Cassian. And then Cassian says he's in like the village he's in is ruins. It's like an Illyrian camp turned to ruins because when he got old enough, he went back to the camp he was born and he started to like torture everyone for a fucking info on his mum. And they all were spitting in his face and he just fucked the camp up. And then no one's lived there ever again. It used to be like as big as Devlin's camp, apparently. And so then he just finishes off with saying, yeah, I'll be at Solstice in 3 days. But yeah, that was a Cassian chapter. It was...
Yeah. It's funny, yeah. Do you know what I think of with the... how they all go and fight and go top of the mountain? I was thinking of Maze Runner in my head.
That's cool.
That's what I was thinking of like how they all go in and closes and they like find their way through.
Shit, I was thinking of Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Oh,
I was thinking first Hunger Games, how it's in a forest, but it's all snow in this one. Chapter 4, we're back to Feyre. She talks about how her and Rhys have been hosting weekly open audiences at the House of Wind. And that's where everyone in Valaris can come down with any problems they have and they'll answer like anything. It could be super simple. And she says like that a lantern on the street is out, which is like, okay, fixed. And then it's harder ones where people are like, because they've opened up Valaris to trade with the other courts. They're like, it's actually impacting the locals. We don't want it. And so then they have to like navigate that. She talks about how hard it is and they have to reply to everyone. She doesn't know how Rhys does it. She wants a secretary. They can afford it, but why would she do it? And I was like, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can afford it,
if you've got the money,
it.
Yeah.
And then she's walking in the artist quarter, and she goes and she's looking at a building that was turned to rubble from the attack on Valaris from Highburn, and she's thinking about it. And then there's a voice behind her that startles her and says, "Oh, they made it out alive, you know." And it's an artist from the artist quarter talking to her, and Feyre goes, "Oh, wow, like where'd they go?" She talks about how they've moved kind of closer to the sea and with family. And then there's a building behind her boarded up. And she goes, "What about that one?" And the artist says, "Oh, that's a sadder story. Didn't make it. It was her art studio. Her name was Paulina, I think. It was her art studio for centuries, but yeah, she didn't make it." And then she introduces herself as Racina, and she says, "Oh, I'm Feyre." And she's like, "Yeah, fucking no. Like,
obviously.
Hello, lady." I bow my head to you. And she's like, we all see you, you know, like you are welcome here. None of us approach you because we want to give you your privacy, but you are welcome in any one of these stores with open arms. You know that. Like, we remember what you did for us. And Farrah's like, "Yeah, but it wasn't enough." And I was like, "But you did some beast shit, Farrah.
Yeah, you did.
Cut yourself some slack,
Yeah,
girl.
100%.
Cut yourself some slack." And then she's like, "You could buy that studio over there." She goes, whoa, no. Why would I do that? She goes, "I've heard you're quite the artist." And I was thinking, fuck yeah, Farrah, you're getting hyped up here.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then she just says that she's not in the market. And so Racina says, "Cool, well, every other day or once a week or whatever, me and some artists go to my studio just over there. I live above it. And we just paint shit together." And she goes, "Whoa, what do you paint?" She's like, "Whatever needs to be painted." And I was kind of like, yeah, mic drop. And then she walks away and I was like, sick. Out of nowhere, more comes around, arm in hand. I think Farrah must have, like, next scene or whatever. She's going to look for presents. And Moore comes up, says hi to Farrah. They're talking. She says, "Oh, if you bought that sapphire for Ammon, she'd love you forever." So Farrah goes, "Sick. Put it on the account. Let's fucking go." And then her and Moore are chitty chatting, talking about presents. What should she get for Cassian, Azriel? Moore's like, "Fuck this shit. I've gotten them like 500 gifts over the years. It's pointless." And then she goes, Farrah says to Moore, "I have a feeling that you didn't come to find me for no reason at all." She goes, "Yeah, actually, we need to go to the Hewn City tonight." She's like, "Fuck, why are you telling me now?" She's like, "Just got the info this morning. Azriel told me this morning that bloody Eris is going to be there talking to Dad, and I wanted to go say hi. It's tradition that we go give him goodwill, especially after the war. You know, a lot of Darkbringers died, but also I want to go just like show face and scare them a bit." Chapter 5. Feyre again. Rhys comes home, and he hasn't been home all day because Feyre's gone back home. She's chilling in bed. She feels him coming back home. She goes to read a book. She's like, I was going to do some work, but Moore said we're leaving in an hour, so I read a book instead. It's a great use of your time. And so then she's laying in bed, and she said she was 10 pages in.
Wasn't there a bit about the books where they're like, they mentioned smart?
Yeah, Nesta reads smart.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So Reese comes in, and he's like, look, exactly where I left you. And she goes, isn't that all I'm good for? And I was like, fuck yes, finally they're gonna fuck, like, bit of action.
Yeah.
And then they're talking. She goes, you look exhausted. Can't we just postpone this meeting? He says, no, it's fine. He's like, yeah, I am hungry. I just want to eat you. She goes, hey, what have you eaten today? He's like, seriously, fair, it's fine. She goes, no, I'm going to the kitchen. She goes and makes him a big ass meal, comes back in. He's eaten. All he's trying to do is fuck, bro. All he's trying to do is fuck.
In this scenario, you're like, want to have sex with your girl, and she just disappears, comes back with like a sandwich.
Yeah. This massive meal. He goes, I may as well have gone with you because you brought the whole kitchen. He just wants to fuck. And then they get down and they start to get a bit dirty. He's like, yeah, let's go. And then Moore knocks on the door. We got to fucking go. Whatever you guys are doing in there, wrap it up. Whatever. Cool. Chapter 6. This is a more chapter. So, they're at the Hewn City. They go to see Keir. And while she's there, she's kind of having a little bit of a flashback of the day that she had the stakes in her stomach and she was just dropped on the border. And so what happened on that day was she was dropped on the border. She's like barely alive. She's like barely awake. But then she hears footsteps coming and she's kind of like, fuck. All she's thinking is the people that love me are never going to be able to find me, like Reese, Azriel, Cass, they're never going to be able to find me. And then it was a Autumn Court patrol on the border, and it was led by Eris. And Eris probably just knew that she was going to be there because he was coming to pick up his betrothed or some shit. I don't know. But then the Autumn Court soldiers are like, we have to help her. And he goes, do not fucking touch her, because once we touch her, she then becomes our problem. And I don't want to have like some sloppy seconds, is what he says basically.
Very harsh.
He goes, I don't want some sloppy seconds, all right? Especially after what I was promised. And I especially don't want sloppy seconds from some random Illyrian bastard. So, leave her. And then they just leave. I was like, fair. She obviously hates him for a reason. And so, from there, does she say about Azriel finding her? I don't really remember.
No, she didn't.
It kind of just goes flashback into now she's at the meeting.
And then Feyre grabbed her hand or something.
Yeah,
and said,
she
noticed.
Right? She knows more. Pharaoh grabs her hand. And Reese is talking to Keir, and Aris is there. And bit of a nothing meeting.
Not really.
The thing that they really focused on was more is like almost losing her, maybe confidence.
I guess
with running the Hewn City. The fact that Eris and her dad are like together just brings back really bad memories. Where if it's just her dad, she's sweet. She can handle him. But when it's Eris and her dad, it's just like, it's doing a bit too much for her. So she is just, some shitty memories are coming back.
Well, maybe we should show a little bit more empathy, because I guess this whole book is, they're all lost because of the impact of the war.
Yeah, they're all fucking spiraling, bro.
Maybe we're jumping to conclusions and Nesta's being a bitch because that's her way of dealing it. Confidence, Moore's way of dealing with it is loss of confidence.
Yeah.
And like Reese and Feyre, nothing's really wrong with them at the moment.
Not too bad, but they have each other.
Yeah.
So that's why they're kind of like, they're the strongest front, because they have each other and they do talk, they have good communication.
Maybe that's why Azriel doesn't talk.
Azriel? I gotta say, Azriel, he is the foundation of the family.
Yeah, he is.
I tell you what, Azriel, for someone who doesn't talk, he's got the best comedic timing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he does. He has the best communication skills too.
Fucking oath he does. He just says what needs to be said.
Legit.
He doesn't beat around the bush.
True.
I've been trying to take that more into my life.
Yeah.
Trying. Chapter 7. Back to Reese. So, he's up in his... Reese couldn't sleep very well that night. So he's gone up to his office in the House of Wind. I personally just want to, before we get into this, where would you live in Valaris?
I would live in the House of Wind, I reckon.
Fucking oath I would.
Not that shed down there.
Are you kidding, bro?
Yeah.
They're living in a literal garden shed
Yeah.
compared to the House of Wind.
It's just too big. It's not homey, but.
All they're doing is complaining about a cramped space in the townhouse
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know.
Sorry, I forgot to add that. That's what they're talking about as well. So I'll give a quick little thing. So Elaine still lives at the house, the townhouse. Nesta lives at her own apartment. She's chosen for some reason, like, there's like 2 blocks in the city that are slummy. Not even slummy, just old. And she's chosen like the worst place you could possibly live. Lucian, he comes back. He gets a nice apartment. Of course.
Yeah.
He's got taste.
Yeah.
Our boy's got taste.
Of course he does.
Azriel, I'm assuming he just has a crib. Cassian, he has a house, but it's in Illyria. Every time he comes to Valaris, he literally just crashes on someone's bed, like in someone's bed or lounge or whatever.
Just give him a house.
Moore has to have a place. Amryn has a place. But yeah, so Elaine and Feyre and Rhys still live in the townhouse. But now, Rhys couldn't sleep. He's up at the House of Wind in his office. And Azriel, knock, knock, knock. He's brought him some info. The spreading of rumors and distaste, just hate towards Rhys, Azriel, and Cassian in the Illyrian camps is worse than they thought.
Oh.
But they don't want to have... they don't want to tell Cassian yet because he won't be able to relax on solstice.
The winter solstice, yeah.
So they're going to wait to... Yeah, Descent. There you go. Descent is spreading. Then, Jirian and Vasa both are still in the human lands. Vasa, for some reason, has been able not to go back to the lake. Can't really remember why, but Jirian has pretty much been left like in charge.
They trust him now.
Yeah, they trust him. He just like is like left in charge. But so Lucian has been spending time in the Spring Court trying to rekindle a friendship with Tamlin, and Azriel has noticed that Tamlin has got his borders wide fucking open. Just legs open for anyone to trot in and go down to the human lands.
He just doesn't care.
He just doesn't give a shit.
Nah.
And so Rhys is thinking, fuck, might have to go have a chat with him. And I was like, yes, let's go. So chapter 8, back to Cassian. He's still at the Devlin's camp. He goes to see a clothier, and the clothier's name, you've got it written down here, his name is Proteus. Or Protus or something like that. And he goes in and he finds the guy's daughter instead. So he finds out that the shop was left to his daughter. It's quite a nice shop. And he talks about how Proteus was a very well-off Illyrian, making much more than, any Illyrians would ever make. Illyrians sound super poor or something?
Maybe.
Yeah. And so he goes in, finds his daughter. She says, my dad died in the war. And then she's running the shop and it's full of stock. No one goes in there. Everyone hates her because she's a woman and she owns something and they don't like her for it. And so Cassian goes, well, I want to buy all of that. And a bunch of winter gear. And he goes, can you spread it out to everyone and say it's on behalf of their High Lord? And she's like, why not you? And he goes, better to keep my name out of it. I was thinking, a humble guy.
He is.
What a humble guy.
Yeah.
She goes, I'll see it done.
She just won the money.
Let's go. Well, he says, yeah, go give it to who needs it most. Okay, chapter 9, back to Feyre. She's on her way to Racina's place to paint. She talks about having, canvas in hand, a little nervous. And then she gets nearly there. And I can't quite remember what triggers it in her, but she kind of has this moment of like, I'm fucking Feyre Archeron, bro. Well, what's Rhys's last name? Do we know?
No, do we?
Does he have one? Rhysand. What's Rhysand's last name? I don't look it up.
Rhysand.
What is
It definitely hasn't been said.
Rhysand's last name? He does not have a confirmed last name.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh.
Should we make one?
However, there are many fan theories.
Ooh, should we make one too?
But get this. His surname is Darling. Because he always says, hello, Feyre, darling.
That's not right.
Can't be right. Here we go. Or it could be Danan or Moonbeam, linking him to other characters.
Ice cream.
Oh, Danan or Moonbeam links him to other characters in Mass's book. Cool.
Oh.
That would be cool.
But it's all fan fiction, not real.
Fan fiction.
Yeah.
Why can't she come out and confirm some fun shit? So she's like, I'm Feyre Archeron, High Lady of the Night Court. and winnows into that Polina's abandoned studio and sets up shop. And she starts painting. Yeah. Let's go, Feyre. She's painting. And so chapter 10, Feyre, she paints what the Ouroboros mirror looked like, the beast within, and what she saw.
Do you reckon it'd be cool if there were like paintings in the book?
I love a book with a cheeky little like photo page.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It would be cool too, eh?
Because I do want to have one thing I think is cool about books is that like, you and I would picture everything about this differently.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I saw this on something. But the reason why everyone is like the books are way better is because when something is depicted on screen, it's depicted the way the director and the writer see it. Like you and I see it different to Sarah J. Maas.
Oh, 100%,
you know?
yeah.
And so if this is depicted on screen, it's going to be depicted from her brain and the director's brain. That's not our brains. And that's why everyone's like, the books are better, the books are better. Yeah. I'm so excited to say that too, by the way.
We've never been able to say it before, right?
Never been able to say that. I'm so excited to say it. So, but one thing I do think where I would like some continuity is like things like the cauldron. On one page, just have a picture of the cauldron so we all can agree on what the cauldron looks like.
Yeah, were you picturing...
Or the Ouroboros mirror. I'm picturing a bathtub, bro.
I was picturing a bathtub too, but I was thinking like a witch's cauldron, like a cylinder type thing.
So I'm thinking bathtub shaped and everything, but old.
That's what I was thinking.
You know how all our baths are
Maybe
like,
we are thinking of the same thing.
all our baths are built in now?
Yeah.
It's like one of those ones with feet.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
And like black and like sort of like rustic.
I'm thinking gold.
You were thinking gold.
Gold, bro.
I was thinking like it looked broken.
I've been thinking, I'm thinking porcelain bath.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
I'm thinking gold on the outside, white in the middle, but the water's black as night. And then the feet are also white.
I was picturing, you know, when you leave like a bird bath outside for like 10 years?
Yeah.
That with like nice legs.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I was picturing.
That's actually also a good description.
Yeah.
Mine is like cartoony.
Yeah, right.
I went full cartoon.
Interesting. I suppose that is the beauty of it though.
Yeah, true. How we picture it different.
Yeah.
But it's funny with mine. It's like when the cauldron broke in Aka War, you picturing it is like, whoa, like intense. I'm picturing like a white golden bathtub broken. Like, what damage can that do? Okay, chapter 11. Sorry, chapter 10 was a quick one. Chapter 11, back to Rhys. He goes to the spring court, okay? He gets in there, and it's worse for fucking wear, bro.
I was thinking, about time something's about to happen.
Zero upkeep, all right? He says it looks worse than after Amarantha's cronies went and trashed the place, all right? Well, after Tamlin sent Feyre home in Akatar. He goes, he knocks on the door. And he's thinking, what, this place is fucking gross, bro. What is going on? He's like, ugh, what's that, brother?
Brother, ugh, brother, ugh.
He knocks again. Tamlin, what do you want?
See, I was picturing Tamlin in like a bathrobe.
Yeah.
And like some undies on.
Have you watched Megamind?
No,
the
I haven't.
movie?
No.
Oh, what else is another thing I could fucking
I'm
reference
thinking
this
our
to?
mate Jack with like his vape in his undies when he used to come
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he lived
yeah.
underneath us.
So he talks about, if you guys have watched Megamind the movie, so there's the superhero that vanishes, and then when they go find him, and he's just like, oh, it's this, ready? Megamind, no more. Incredibles.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was a beast, Mr. Incredible. And then he's sitting in his office fat.
Yeah.
And like, that's Tamlin.
Yeah, it is. Do we feel bad for Tamlin a little bit?
I don't.
He saved everyone, saved Feyre.
I
His friend cheated on him, essentially.
They're talking about a lot of, Rhys will say, you know, like, this is what Tamlin deserves, or he deserves death. Like, I just think he's had a pretty hard run.
Yeah, I like him.
I wouldn't say I like Tamlin.
He's had a redemption arc. And no one's helping him. He had a big redemption arc.
I don't know.
Save Rhys, save Feyre.
Did he?
Yeah, he saved
saved
Feyre.
Feyre.
And Rhys would be dead if it wasn't for Tamlin if he said no. And then he said, I want you to be happy.
Fair,
And then
I guess.
Pharaoh wrote some shitty note to him.
Yeah, salt in the wound type shit.
Yeah.
That's what that was. But I wouldn't say I like Tamlin, but I don't think he's had enough of like a redemption arc. It's got to be like redemption arc to me is so he's done some good shit to save Prithian. Like he played a big part in saving Prithian, but he also is the reason Prithian was there was a war.
True.
Like just because you ended it doesn't mean you didn't start it. All because you wanted your mate back. Not even your mate. Your girlfriend that you didn't even fucking listen to. You don't even know her birthday. So so he goes, oh, Tamlin, we need to have a chat, bro. Like, what's this about your borders? Tamlin's like, fuck, come on in. The house is trashed. Tamlin takes Reese to the only place that hasn't been trashed. So that's his bedroom. There's a table in there. He sits down and he goes, okay, what do you want? He says, these borders, man. We need to enforce this shit. He's like, hey, do you see anyone in this house? Legit. He says that. He's like, do you see anyone around us?
Yeah.
Your little girlfriend, your little wife, she ruined my court, bro. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, she did. And he's like, oh, was that you in her head? She learnt from you, didn't she? And he goes, honestly, this was all her. So don't leave me out of this, bro. Leave me out of this. And the whole time he just wanted to like kill Tamlin. And I was like, fuck, go kill an animal or something, Jesus. And then...
Well, Lucian wasn't there because he was hunting.
Lucian was supposed to be there, yeah. But he goes, where's Lucian? He goes, oh, he's hunting because, again, no people here to give us food or make us food. And then he says, well, if it's people you need, I can give you that. I can have a fucking, a platoon or whatever he calls it here tomorrow or now. And he goes, you can leave those filthy Illyrian beasts off my fucking lawn, bro. It's like, okay, fair. And he's like, all right, whatever. And he's like getting in Tamlin's head. He goes, he's wanting Tamlin to like pounce at him and shit. He's making Tamlin angry. And then Tamlin just keeps on saying, leave. All right, I'm done. Leave. Reese is like, oh, come on, baby boy. Like, get those claws out. Let's tussle a bit. Tamlin's like, just fucking leave, bro. I've had enough. I feel bad for him.
I did feel bad for him too.
And so Reese winnows away.
He's in peak depression.
Yeah, Reese winnows away, right? And then he goes, fuck, I noticed this guy hasn't got a single ward on his house. He's waiting for someone to come in and slit his throat.
He's given up.
Mate, this guy has given up.
Was that some breadcrumbing?
He's also skinny.
Yeah.
He goes like less muscle, hair's disgusting, shirts, clothes like dirty, bro.
We definitely have to have some predictions about how
he
comes back to himself.
Fuck yeah. Okay, chapter 12. Feyre is at the townhouse. Cassian's rocked up for solstice. That's 2 days prior or something. And he's brought a bunch of just like pine needles. And she's like, what is this, bro? He goes, decorations, tradition, solstice. We got to decorate with the pine needles. She goes, fuck it. They go down and get a bottle of wine. They get drunk together. They start decorating. Az comes in. Who the fuck let you two drunks decorate? This is hideous. And he's like disappointed in them. He goes around, he's trying to fix it. And Farrah's like, oh, come on, give me. Like, I'm just thinking of like a drunk mum. He's like, come here. Yeah. Like, have some wine.
Getting all close.
You go, have some wine, please, Azriel, please. He comes over, he said, fine. Glug, 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 glug. And then everyone starts to rock up. It's 2 days before solstice. Everyone's someone to hang out. Then people walk in. Reese, Azriel's mid-skull of an old bottle of wine, right? Because Cassian and Feyre were just like, fuck it, we don't care. And Azriel still like respects Reese. And so Reese comes in from wherever he was, seeing Tamlin, I think. And he goes, oh, that's where my wine's been going. And Azriel's like, oh, fuck. And I was like, dude, own that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, Azriel, where's your confidence, my guy? Own that shit. Legit. And they're laughing and he goes, no, I know it's Cassian, don't worry. Whatever.
It's some real PG shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's kind of cringy.
Yeah.
And so, so Feyre gets up after decorating. I think either next day or same night, she goes in to talk to Elaine in the kitchen. And she's talking to Elaine. Nuala and Carol Druin are there, and they're kind of like shaking their head because they're like Elaine's besties now. She spends heaps of time with them. And they're like shaking her head at Feyre saying, I wouldn't try today, as because she's in a bad mood. She starts trying to ask about Nesta. Elaine's going to see Nesta that day, and she won't come to Solstice. So Feyre's like, fuck, okay, I'll go talk to her. They have dinner. Feyre says to Reese, I need to go somewhere after this. They go. They go to her apartment. She's not there. And then Reese goes, I could just literally like put my power everywhere and find her. And she goes, fine. They go find her in some seedy rundown bar in Valaris. She's playing cards with like 4 bachelors or whatever. Feyre goes over. Reese stays outside. Feyre's saying, hey, you know, time for a fucking like intervention.
What's up, sis?
All Nesta's been doing apparently is drinking and fucking, bro.
Fuck yeah. But it's not Cassian.
It's not Cassian. She goes over. The three guys look at Feyre. They go, oh shit, my lady. They walk away. She goes, which one of them are you taking home tonight? And Nesta's like, haven't decided. Like, fucking hell, Nesta. Hey, it is what it is,
She
I
must
guess.
be gorgeous.
This is how she's
got the pick of the town.
This is how she's
Using her time.
using her time. Starts talking to Feyre. She says, Feyre, where the fuck is your dog husband? She's like, Jesus. I was like, fuck.
She's a
This
mess.
is such a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
They've offered her jobs and everything. She won't do anything. She says, come to Solstice. I don't want to come to Solstice. Please, you're part of the family. Why do I have to be part of your family? Because you're literally our sister, all right? Blood.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, father. Nesta goes, don't finish that sentence.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare speak his name. Fuck off. She's giving him a nice tomb and stuff. Like Feyre gave him a nice tombstone in the city somewhere.
Well, he had his redemption arc.
Yeah, he's a beast,
Yeah.
bro. And so she says to Nesta then, she's like, gets up to leave and she goes, look, please just come. You know? Doesn't have her hopes very high. And then Nesta goes, as Farrah's about to walk out, Nesta's like, oh, my rent's due next week. And I was like, what the fuck? The audacity on
Literally.
this fucking bitch. bro.
Audacity is the word.
And Farrah goes, she like turns back, she goes, see you at Solstice. Something like that. She's like, come to Solstice and we'll see about your rent. It's like the fucking audacity, bro. So chapter 14 is Reese. And Reese is on his own today. Everyone's busy and he bumps into Moore somewhere and he goes like, fuck it, let's go for a walk. They haven't really spoken, but they haven't really spoken about how the fact that he's, you know, given Valaris, like let Kiera have access to Valaris, which is coming in the spring, and also set up like the meeting with Eris and stuff. So he's talking and they're talking about that a little bit. And she's like, when are they going to come? And he goes, probably spring. You know, I can literally put you on duties elsewhere if that helps. And she goes, no, he wins. Then I want to be here and I want to act like unbothered. And he goes, well, I really am going to need you in these next few decades or whatever. I need you to be the bridge between the Night Court and everyone else. You know, like this is what you're good at. I need you to be doing this. I need you to be going to the other courts, the continent. And he talks about how in the past, like she traveled everywhere all over the world. That's where she learned how to fight. You know, she got all these skills. That's why she knows what she knows. And so she's like, are you doing this because you think I need to leave? And he's like, no, your choice. Think of this as an offer. I'm not demanding. This is not an order.
Always loved this from Reese.
Yeah, this is not an order.
Yeah.
I want you to think about it, but I will have you know that I do need you. All right? It's something I think that your time will be best used in. So she's like, cool, I'll think about it. And that's really, that's the 14 chapters, guys.
Interesting.
And look, we're talking about it, when you talk about it, it is cool, but it's just also boring. But
Yeah.
thinking back, like, we've had boring episodes of the other books, to be fair.
Very true. I guess like we know there's not going to be any like amazing moment in this book.
Well, yeah, you know what? With the other books, even if it was a boring episode because the chapters were boring, we were still building up to something.
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're building up to in this.
Yeah, there's no blue balls at all in this book. At all. Overall, let's do some predictions, eh?
Okay.
So obviously the book's going to finish at the winter solstice.
You think so?
I assume
I have
so.
a feeling that right now we're like a day away from winter solstice.
Well, this whole book is a week, isn't it?
Fair.
So there's 2 more days, 14 chapters finishes. Well, I think like 10 chapters or 6 chapters is going to be at the winter solstice. My prediction is Nesta rocks up late.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens and there's a massive ordeal. She causes a scene and you find out what happened with her and Cassian.
Okay.
That or I hope they kiss.
Okay, I do not effing know, bro. I think So it says in there that Lucian's going to go spend solstice with Tamlin
Yeah, it did. Yep.
somewhere.
So nothing with Elaine.
So he probably won't come back.
No, I don't think so.
If he does, cool, I guess.
What actually happens on the night/day?
I think it's like Christmas.
Yeah, okay. We got her birthday too. Farrah's birthday. Reese will do some extravagant thing. Get her like maybe there'll be an amazing gesture. Like, you know how he took her into that like secret room of all the crowns and you could pick one? Maybe there would be something cool like that. Maybe.
Well, here's what I think. I think, yeah, so everyone will be there. They're waiting for Nesta. She's going to rock up drunk.
Ooh.
Causing scenes.
Drunk with a man?
Hope you don't mind me bringing a date.
Yeah.
That's petty.
Cassian fights the date?
Oh, what do you mean? That's slaughter. Cassian will kill that guy with a fucking...
No, but he's just playing with him. Obviously, he won't kill him on purpose.
Fair. Well, okay. Yeah, I like the thought of Nesta rocking up and just being a bitch, right?
Yeah.
And then I still think that this book needs to lead to something happening in the next one.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Because like the next one isn't going to start off with like, we were all happy days.
What's the next one called again?
A Court of Silver Flames.
Does that have something to do with the one who's cursed and turns into a bird?
That would be cool. Vasa.
Yeah, Vasa.
Because they mentioned Jurian and Vasa. She's still... Maybe Solstice gets wrapped up pretty quick in the next couple chapters.
Maybe
Solstice gets wrapped up and then they go have a little visit down to the human lands. How you guys going? Vasa? What's the dealio? Let's actually go see about that curse.
Ah, what's the dealio? I like that too.
Yeah.
Leads on to Silver Flames then, because what else could that one be? That makes sense in my head.
You do remember when we said, this isn't schmuck,
Yeah.
but then someone left a comment and they were like, oh, it gets there. Still hasn't got there.
Hasn't got there yet.
Silver Flames might be there.
Just full of sex scenes. Well, I'm hoping in this book, Reese was in Farrah's mind and said, you can paint me naked at one point when she was nervous about painting. I'm hoping she actually gets to paint him naked. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I've missed the paint or some shit. And they have another sexy scene. Yeah, that would be great in this book.
I think that this book's going to end with Cassian and Nesta hooking up.
I think it might be another Azriel Moore situation.
Oh, it never happens.
Yeah, it never happens.
She teases, maybe. She teases.
Well, does she know that they're mates?
Are they mates?
I think
we have suspicions.
Yeah.
Does Cassian even know?
Everyone's mates in this book, mate.
Fair. Fair. But also, mates doesn't mean anything because look at Lucian and fucking Elaine.
True. But overall, look, it's something different. It's still entertaining at the end of the day. Yeah. And it is leading, maybe this is just leading on to the next book. Yeah. Which is going to be amazing again.
It's a filler book.
Yeah, it's a filler. But
it's like filler episodes in shows. Some of the episodes are just like,
boring.
Bro, the best filler episode ever written, The Last of Us episode 2 or whatever, so you've been introduced to the main people, but then that episode where it's that guy that was a prepper.
Yeah,
and he's gay.
Yeah, that was the
guy
best
falls in
episode
his trap.
ever.
Bro, that episode.
That didn't even feel like a filler episode.
That didn't feel like a filler episode, even though it was. They had like, in the one episode, a 20-year fucking marriage. And it was the most emotional thing you can ever go through. To be fair, all those episodes were like movies.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But still. How about make this book as good as that filler episode?
The hard thing about this book too is the timeline of it. Like, it's only 10 days or something in this whole book. No
so far, we're like 10 days.
Yeah, no, I think the whole thing is like 2 weeks, 10 days.
Yeah.
So that's why it's boring. Imagine if you wrote about your week.
True. I wake up, eat breakfast, go to the gym, come back, work, and then go to the dog park. And I do that every day.
Yeah, exactly, mate. It's the same thing.
I have the occasional phone call with you. I have the occasional phone call with Beth while she's at work.
The highlight, mate, the highlight. All right, so join us next week for chapter 14 to the end.
Yes, part 2.
Part 2.
A quick one.
Yeah.
Sweet as, guys. I mean, look, again, happy. So everyone get out there, start fucking reading, all right? And stay bad.
Yeah, stay bad.